Good to see y'all.
Hey, Jaxson.
How we doing? Good, y'all.
Jaxson, Brian was telling us that he threw a lot at you, to kind of see what you absorbed, back off, bring it back in. What will your process be for the next couple of weeks here before training camp starts, after having all that thrown at you and now get ready for camp?
Yeah, you know what? I feel like I've made tremendous strides, especially from my first day to now, just being able to understand, the pictures of the offense and whatnot. Obviously, I got to dive into a lot more. But I'm definitely just trying to take it to the next level over this summer. Really just lock in, hone in on as much as I can throughout this time, so that way when I get back for training camp, I'm on an even better level than I am now.
What's been the biggest or toughest part of the adjustment going from college to NFL?
Geez, well, I think the biggest thing is, there's a lot of times where you're making a throw and you feel confident, and you got guys on the other end who are extremely talented, great playmakers who either break a pass up or make a great play on it. So I think probably the biggest thing is just the qualities and just the overall athleticism on the other side of the ball.
How much is that something that you, going forward, have to keep an eye on? Like, hey, I can't maybe fit this throw in where I do it in college, maybe, but at this level, it's going to be a little harder. Yeah, I mean, I'm an aggressive player as is, so I think that's definitely something that I got to continue to learn. And I think the practice setting is a great time for me to do it. And then obviously you make mistakes, you do some really good things, and you get to go back and watch the tape and pick up on the things that you need to improve on.
Is that easy for you to be unafraid to make mistakes?
I think you kind of have to be. I mean, that's the only way that you're going to get better as a quarterback. I mean, you can ask the best to ever do it. What was their biggest reasons of how they're able to improve and develop is making mistakes and being able to watch it, look back on it. Have a lot of humility in your mistakes and being able to say, I was wrong in this, I was wrong in that, and then being able to be proud of the good plays that you make as well.
Is there a transition about not only being a player but being a professional? I mean, and being here and being away and all the stuff that comes with it. Is that something that you're gonna have to just get through?
I mean, quite honestly, this is like the most important thing to me. So being able to come to work every single day, I mean, I love it. I love being around the facilities. So I feel like a lot of times, I try to be just the last one to leave here, and I want to put as much as I can into this. And I have a vision and a goal for myself, and that goes far beyond just starting here and being in the NFL. So I know that for me to do that, I'm gonna have to put in all that I can.
Have you ever been the last one here? Is it hard to be that? Because some guys want to stay a long time, I would think.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. Everybody's working hard. But right now, I'm still adjusting, so I don't really have a lot to do other than just learn football.
Jaxson, Connor mentioned the amount of information that's being thrown at you, and Dave's mentioned that the other day as well. Have there been any times to this point where it's just felt like overload, like your head was kind of spinning with it?
Yeah, I'd probably say like my first few days. You definitely feel like you're swimming a little bit in information, and things are happening a little faster than usual just because you don't really understand it as well as other people. So, that was definitely, a few things I had to work on, but I try to do my best to prepare and make strides each and every day, being able to feel more comfortable in the offense and improve on, mistakes I made from the past day, and just try to go out there and make plays.
What's it been like starting your career in the same room as a couple of vets like Russ and Jameis? Yeah,
it's been great. They've been so supportive of me, and I pick as much as I can off of them and how their habits are. It's great to just sit in the meetings and hear them talk and go over things. So I'm blessed to be in a room with those guys, and I feel like there's so much I could take away from them, and really excited for the room that we have.
Jaxson, they talk a lot about a plan for you, having a plan for your progression to get you eventually on the field. Have they communicated to you what that is exactly, or are you sort of waiting for it to unfold too?
I just trust them. They've had this blueprint, and they've done it with different quarterbacks, and you've seen them succeed at the highest level. So I trust them. And for me, I'm just trying to be the most coachable player that I can. I want to play well in the offense. I want to be able to manage it and operate it at the highest level. So I know that they definitely do have a plan. I'm just trying to take it day by day, and I'm not looking for results immediately. I'm a process-driven person, so I'm just taking it day by day, rep by rep.
When it comes to talking to, first of all, Evan Barnes these days, I know you want to.
Yes, sir.
When it comes to Russ and Jameis and Tommy, how much are you talking to them like after meetings, or just picking their brains after you've heard them talk and just see them go about their business?
Yeah, all the time. Anytime that I see him after practices sitting in the meeting room, I try to just sit down and listen. In the meeting rooms, trying to listen, and then if I have questions on the field, I got 3 great guys to talk to and ask for advice from. So I'm constantly, searching for that. I don't have any pride about myself going over to ask questions, and I know that I definitely don't know everything. So I definitely want to pick those guys' brains because they've done it at the highest level and even won a Super Bowl.
What's one thing you picked up from this?
Geez, I think just the way that he operates the whole offense. Like he's in such command. Everybody can look to him and feel super confident that everybody's going to be in the right spot, and from just like the cadences to the motions to the shifts, like he makes sure that everything is set and in the right spot, and he just has a confidence about him that everybody feels confident when he's out there playing for him.
Friends, what's going on?
Have you, Tommy, since you know this offense better than anybody of the other 3 quarterbacks who are all new, have you found yourself at times taking a front and center role to, do they ask you things that, they can ask Dable and ask Kafka, but you're the quarterback. They kind of like, yeah, I know this, I've been here.
Yeah, for sure. I wouldn't say I take a front and center role. I let the coaches do their thing. They have a process for everything and the way that they're going about it, especially this offseason. Everything's kind of been a from the ground up kind of thing, rebuilding, especially with 3 new quarterbacks in the room, teaching them everything from the basics. So for myself, it's been more on the field, outside of the film room, when they come talk to me, because it's different from someone who's played in the offense before and been back there, not just behind a clicker, if you will. No disrespect to any coaches, but it is different. So I try to give my 2 cents whenever I can.
Any example you could offer that Russ or one of these guys said to you, like, what are you seeing here? What am I supposed to be looking at?
Yeah, not so much what you're looking at. It's more of a feel for how things are, because when things are on lines, and obviously Jameis and Russ have played a ton of football, but it's really about how it looks and feels on the field. So it's really before they get to feel it for themselves on the field. It's kind of that feedback, which has been very good.
What's this offseason been like for you? Just kind of watching the QB rebuild around you and just kind of going through that process?
Yeah, it's been cool. Obviously, there's a lot of different personalities, as I'm sure you guys have all seen, but it meshes together very well. Like I said, Russ and James have been around for a while. Russ has his deal. Everybody saw the handshake with me and Jameis yesterday, right? His hair and then doing his thing. Like, he's a bottle of energy, if you will. And then Jax, just came in. He's a swaggy dude too. So to have everybody in the room, everybody's very competitive, and it brings out the best in us. And I'm looking forward to see where it goes.
You say Jackson's a swaggy dude. Like, what's kind of that attitude like for a young rookie coming in? Like, what are you seeing from him with that?
Yeah, you have to have that. For any quarterback, I think you have to have that confidence, especially here in this market with how New York and the fans and everybody is around it. You have to have that kind of confidence, because there's many, you go on Twitter or something, read something, everything can go downhill. So for him to have that coming in, you want to keep him high with that confidence. No matter if he makes a mistake, because he's going to make mistakes. I made a ton of mistakes, so did everybody else. You make a mistake, you're right there, pat him on the back, you're good, bro. Move on to the next one. So for him to have that at this point and continue to have that during training camp, preseason, and when the season comes, it's going to be huge for him.
How is the room? It's you got some personalities in there. Is it fun? Is it interesting? Is it a little weird? How is the room?
It's very fun. I would say we enjoy ourselves in there. It's definitely work comes first, as it always does, but it's definitely fun. We know we go out, we get dinner all the time, we do different things outside of the facility, but I think, like I said, everything meshes very well with, I don't want to say they're older, but Jameis and Russ being a little bit older and me and Jax being on the younger side, it's a fun blend. They have wives, families, that whole thing. Me and Jax don't. It's been me and Jax might go on Love Island. We've talked about it. So you really don't know what's about to happen.
What's your approach to the competition and, the reps that you're getting?
Yeah, control what I can control. Nobody in our quarterback room, no players can control that. Obviously, we can with our play, but the coaches make decisions. When your number is called, you go out and make the most of it. Kind of the same deal that's happened since I've been here. Stay down, keep working, grinding until my time is to go. And then when that time comes, I do my thing. But until then, control what I control, be the best teammate, and help everybody around me.
Are you guys watching Love Island together?
We have. I can't say we do it every night, but from time to time when we get an off day, yeah, we watch it, we talk about it. Good.
Do you still see a future for yourself here?
For sure. I mean, the plan has always been to be here, especially when I was a rookie, so trying to continue that for as long as possible, and then, we'll see what goes from there. But right now I'm focused on the present and where I am and be where my feet are. So right now I'm about to go enjoy this break and then come back for training camp, and then we'll go from there.
You having Jaxson over your house? Mom's cooking?
No, not yet. I've taken him to a ton of Italian restaurants, though. We went on a kick of a lot of restaurants. It's kind of been a thing. We need to make a list at this point. But no, not to the house yet, but he will be.
What does he think about the Italian restaurants you take him to?
He knows how to eat, I'll tell you that. But so does Jameis and so does Russ. Listen,
you make the rookie pay.
No, not yet. That'll come at some point. But Russ and Jameis have been around for a while too. Okay, they're well off. So they take care of most of them, honestly. But he's loved it. I know he's been in New York before, Jax, and he's probably had a ton of good food. But there's nothing quite like the New Jersey, New York food market. I don't know. I might be biased, but I think it's the best in the world.
Tommy, is this for you? You just mentioned Russ specifically, and then obviously Jameis too. You've watched for years and listened to this league, but to now be in this room with guys you've played with the last couple of years, but now it's this is Russell Wilson. Like when you were in high school, you were watching this guy. Imagine over here, winning the Super Bowl, paying attention. What is that like having him come here? I mean, everybody's talking about his presence and what he means, but for somebody who sees it, you play the same position, but there's got to be a little awe, respect. What do you think about that relationship?
For sure. I still tell him I'm kind of mad at him. That whole Super Bowl deal, the roads were closed around here. Everything was so packed when everything was going on. But honestly, Russ is a really genuine dude. We kind of ties back to when I was transferring out of Syracuse, going to Illinois, and my head coach at the time was Brett Bielema, who also took Russell as a transfer from NC State, where Russ was the first ever college transfer. So I was really sold on Russ back then from my head coach, Coach B, really sold me on him and that whole process of how that went. So I've always been a fan since I was younger, and just to see him operate on a day-to-day, like everybody says everybody's a professional, right? Everybody's a real pro, but like if I had to put a person to it, it's Russ. Like the way he just handles his everyday business on the field, off the field, like the way he talks to you with intent, like it's at a different level than I've seen before, and I'm really appreciative to be around him for the past couple months and be able to learn that, because for me it's taking in as much as I can, so trying to take a little bit day by day the more that I'm around him.